Zanetta.
Hello, Lee.
How are you, my dear?
Are you kidding?
We had such a good weekend.
I know.
So busy. So busy. We did a lot of stuff yesterday.
I even went to church today. That means that I really meant business this weekend.
Oh, yeah. Palm Sunday.
Palm. They did this Pinterest craft on the screen that showed how to make it into a cross, but they didn't hand me the sheet on how to make it, so I was like, I don't have time for that. They handed it to the kids for children's time.
Yeah. It's like trying to do one of those YouTube tutorial videos. It's hard. I need, the instructions written down in front of me. I can't, even those videos are better than that would be, because, you can pause and, I'm sure you couldn't do that.
That gives me the idea that I should watch a YouTube tutorial on how to make a cross out of a from Palm Sunday.
Yeah.
But I'll just keep pausing it every time they give you a new instruction because I can't be focusing like that.
For sure. I have a better idea. You should make a cooking tutorial video for your cookie bars, because your cookie bars are the bomb diggity.
How did that come from Palm Sunday?
I'm
celebrating Jesus by making cookie bars.
Jesus is the reason for the season. Maybe you should make some cookie bars.
I think that
for Easter.
Is for Christmas.
For sure, but it probably applies to Easter too.
It's not funny. I don't mean it like that. I mean, I hope no one thinks we're making fun of it because I genuinely do go to church.
Yeah, I know.
For the seasons.
We respect all religions.
I have no problem with whipping up some more cookie bars because Lord knows that we won't have any if I don't make them, but we won't have any 2 days later because you'll eat them all.
I probably will eat them all because I lack self-control.
Is that it? Is that
it's not
your excuse?
A good thing. It's not a good thing or an excuse. It's just the facts of life. If there are cookie bars in the house,
you will eat them.
I'm a vacuum. I'm really trying to be better because I know that it hurts your feelings when you have your cookies.
You're mad weak. It hurts my feelings. I don't cry, but I'm just in shock. I guess at the same time I'm impressed that someone could down so much food while I'm at work. It's just not.
I'm just here all day, and you go out and get snacks and stuff at Starbucks, and
I get a coffee at Starbucks to get me through the rest of the day because I know I'm going to come home to, what was the word again? Be hurt? What did you say? Or that it hurts I'm going to come home and get my feelings hurt, so coffee gets me through it.
Yeah. So we're going to start out with
the colorful, fun one.
This one.
Which, by the way, we just picked that up today at Wegmans. Thankfully, I'm sorry, his name's David. Thankfully, David was back.
David was back.
And better than ever.
David is a champion. He said that due to an emergency, he had to substitute in the meat department last week. So that's why we missed him.
And I said, seriously, where were you last Sunday? And he was like, emergency in the meat department. Sometimes I need to step in. He goes, there was blood or something. I'm like, what? He's like, no, I'm just kidding.
We are becoming fast friends with David. I think he enjoys seeing us every week, and we certainly enjoy him. So again, a shout out to David. So first of all, yesterday was Record Store Day.
Mm-hmm.
And so both of our beers this week are going to be Dogfish Head beers. Our good friend Matthew Porosnik, who is one of the guitarists in my band,
Double T,
better known as, gave us this really cool Record Store Day official beer, Dogfish Head.
This was pre-Record Store Day, so we kind of got, what's the word, hook up or something like that, basically.
Yeah. And so we thought that was a very nice gift, and being that it is Record Store Day, which is basically a holiday in this household, I thought that it was appropriate that we did two Dogfish. So the two beers that we're doing today are both... Dogfish had collaborations with bands, and the first one is Dragons and Yum Yum, which is a collaboration with the Flaming Lips. Really cool band. if you've never heard of them, I saw them in Bonnaroo a few years ago. I had this signed Flaming Lips record that they sold for charity a few years ago. One of my favorite bands, really cool that they did a collaboration with Dogfish Head.
You're busting out everything.
Yeah. So what do we expect here? We have, a pink beer.
So fun.
Some fruity flavors. But we'll see. We will see what we have and whether or not we like it.
So basically, right now, an explosion of fruit in every sip. Dragons and Yum-Yums is an intensely tropical yet subtly bitter pale ale brewed with a combination of dragon fruit, yumberry, passion fruit, pear juice, and black carrot juice. It's like I'm trying so hard to be a professional here and I'm messing up. What is a yumberry? I understand like grapefruit and things like that. What is a yumberry?
My dear.
Oh, appreciate it. This is so pretty already. You can't buy a yumberry at Wegmans, can you? Like in the produce?
I'm not aware of any yum berries that you can buy. I'm sure you can buy them on the internet, though.
The psychedelic influence of the label artwork designed by Michael Hacker as part of Dogfish Head's Off-Centered art series.
Give you a close-up of this. This is also designed by Michael Hacker, by the way.
Pink blush wine hue. Intensely tropical with piney aromas. Oh, I'm sorry. I always forget. Oh, wait. Should I wait? Oh, okay.
We went record shopping. We went in the morning, woke up way earlier than we normally do.
We are not early risers at all.
And so we went to Soundgarden Syracuse, and Soundgarden was voted number 2 best record store in the country by Rolling Stone.
Yep, and it's right outside on the building, so no one can forget that we are the shit.
They also have the original location in Baltimore.
Of Soundgarden?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
I've gone to many record stores, including Grimey's in Nashville, a bunch of record stores.
I know you're really experienced.
And Soundgarden, in my opinion, is probably the best I've ever been to, and I really love it.
This was my first record store day, which is pathetic and embarrassing for me to say since I've been collecting records for a few years, not half as long as you. I'm still new to the game, just like Happy Beers. Anyways, I didn't know what to expect. You didn't fully explain it to me, and I'm not saying that in a mean way. I'm saying that I didn't realize there was a tent outside, and I was thinking the whole time that the reason, well, obviously there's a huge reason as to why we got there early to be, like, 53rd and a half in line or whatever. But I thought we were going to have to fight to the death, like the old school Black Friday used to be. So that's why I thought we were there early. I do understand as to why we were there early now, but I didn't realize it was organized in a tent. So when a few people got to go in, then a few more people left and got to go in again. But I was just glad to know that I didn't have to think that my 4'10.5" self would have to go fight to the death for the couple things we wanted.
You couldn't find your debit card, for example, which was another thing. We were looking for your debit card for hours, but that's okay. I mean, I've lost my wallet countless times, so I can't talk trash. But I called Soundgarden, and they were super polite. They looked. Last night I called, and then I called again to ask them a couple questions, and again asked them to look for the debit card. They did, so they're more than friendly. I think that they're awesome, and we should definitely give them props.
Thankfully, I found out that I guess it was just so early in the morning that I was shot and handed you my card and couldn't really keep it together. And this morning I woke up and I'm like, shoot, I still don't have that, but we found it, so all is well.
Yes.
It's Palm Sunday, all is well.
Hallelujah. We ended up going to, and I haven't been in a couple years to Record Store Day, because I'm an old school record guy. I like, finding old records and the hunt and the mystery of what's gonna be there. I like buying new records too, but they're expensive.
Mm-hmm.
and I like too much music. So if I end up focusing too much on that, I'll spend my entire paycheck on records. I try not to do that these days because I'm adulting, or whatever they call it.
We're working on it.
But this record store day, I was super excited because they are putting out a bunch of these 3-inch records. And so we went and I got the Third Man set of the 3-inch records.
And people were talking about it in line, really thinking it was cool, and you told them that you actually already had one of these before.
Yeah, well, the White Stripes put them out probably like 10 years ago. A set of 3-inch records and a record player, but there weren't that many record players available, so they ended up just being a very collectible thing. Nobody really could play them. I ended up getting one of the record players and the original set of White Stripes 3-inch records, and so it's been like a little thing that I've had and I've really enjoyed for a few years. And then this record store day, they decided to put out a few more. So Third Man Records put out 4 records. They're all White Stripes. They're all Jack White's bands. So the White Stripes, the Raconteurs, the Dead Weather, and then Jack White solo single. They're all single-sided. They're cool. They just have one song on them.
They're babies.
They are babies. And so the White Stripes, Candy Cane Children, and this is really cool. All of them come with a poster. I'll pull it out for you here if you're watching on the YouTubes. Kind of see it, which I think is so cool. If you see the manger scene in here, this is like the same manger scene that my family had.
I was going to say that looks like the one my mom has. And every year I set it up for her because she says I do better than her.
So I thought that was cool. And they're just a cool novelty record to have. You know, not a lot of people have them. I'm going to try to get all of them, because at least all the American-made ones, because they were a thing in Japan for a long time. There's a lot of Japanese records that are obviously a little bit harder to get, but I want to at least get all the major releases in America, which so far there's only like 10. And I have the older ones, and now I have some of the newer ones. I only have... So there were some that were only released at Third Man Records in Nashville or Detroit, which obviously I didn't have the opportunity to get. And then there were the Third Man ones, which I got, and then Epitaph Records one. There's 4 of those, which I might trade in some of my records that are older that I'm not really into anymore.
Well, you didn't know what you were getting, correct?
Yes.
You've been talking about this for a while, about how it was kind of a secret thing where you weren't sure what you were going to get.
So the records come in this like cardboard container, and they were like in the box, so you couldn't see what they were. And it's just a blind box basically, and the idea is you don't know what you're getting, much like some of the like video game toys. And it's a big thing.
Well, once you see the outside of the box, they're the ones you got, right?
Yes, I have all 4 of them.
Okay.
It just shows the 4 ones that are on there. We were the last people in line to get this pretty cool record store.
We only got one.
Tote.
You got the last one. I'm like, give me that. I'm using it every day for the rest of my life.
For sure. I did get it, but I mean, obviously you can use it whenever you want.
Well,
I love you.
Appreciate that. But I mean, I'll replace my Betsy Johnson for a hot minute to use my record store day bag, because that's sick.
It is cool. So I went over what I got at record store day, and what did you got? What you got in your bag?
What's in my record store bag? My bag is now. I had a couple tough decisions because I really just recently, again, I'm not proud to say some things that I'm just finding out about because I'm supposed to know these things a lot earlier on as the job that I do, but I'm just going to be honest. So I just recently found out about Billie Eilish, just recently found out about Anderson .Paak. You know, it's just, what? People are probably like, are you serious, bitch? Like, okay. So, moral of the story is I wanted to get Anderson .Paak, but it was, what, a 7-inch, one song?
Yeah.
And I was like, obviously I always want to support and do whatever I gotta do. It was, what, $7.99 or $9.99?
Yeah.
I just didn't feel it was worth it, so I didn't go ahead and get that. But I wanted to get Anderson .Paak and Lord Huron, which was the night we met, and that was from 13 Reasons Why, which you didn't know. It's
And
cool.
they did a song with Phoebe Bridgers, which we've been listening to, Better Oblivion Community Center
Wow.
for the past few weeks, and we really like that.
Love
We've
that.
gotten into Phoebe Bridgers too, so we were both excited about that.
I literally pull up from my job, and you're just getting out of your job, and I'm blasting it in my car. You can hear it. So I'm going to show you my first thing. So this was Record Store Day related.
Yeah.
And it was Sublime. Nugs, the best of the box. Boom.
And this is a really cool record because it is the best of the Rarities box set, so it just highlights a bunch of like rare recordings of Sublime, and Sublime is one of our favorite bands. Definitely really cool.
Love me some Sublime. For real. Ooh, girl, love it so much. I'm falling apart over here.
I have two older sisters, and I grew up in the 90s, so they played Sublime all the time in my house.
So basically, it's gorgeous.
And I know every word to every song, pretty much. One of my favorite bands.
And
Gorgeous. Yeah, Gorgeous, what do you call that? Like Sunburst. Orange and red.
Sunny D. Lit Sunny D. And my next is the one that I also mentioned I did not know of until recently, and all of a sudden I'm obsessed, completely obsessed, with my main bitch, Billie Eilish. Oh my god. The creepiest chick on the scene right now, but in the best way.
She's awesome. We've been listening to her a lot, and she's super talented. Is she like 15, 16?
She's 17.
17.
Now, my theory is she reminds me of my other girl, my girl before Billie Eilish came around, was Lorde.
Lorde, for
Loved
sure.
her for a minute, and
Lorde is like classy though. Billie definitely has a little bit more of an edge. Not that she's not classy.
yeah, I was gonna
but
say it's
like,
not about being classy. It's more about her just not giving AF
she doesn't give a care.
for real, and she just like I know someone wrote that she just doesn't wear clothes that are revealing. She doesn't wear clothes that are skin tight. You don't know if she's big or skinny or what, and that's awesome because it's like, why does it matter? Why does she have to be out showing things and whatever? So she's just super simple and cool, but yet not so simple. Just creative, really. And her videos scare me. And I thought, am I gonna sit here and watch all this? And I did because you're just so intrigued. So
I'm the bad
duh. Do-do. So, the one with the spiders is the
guy. The
creepiest.
spider one was pretty cool.
And you know what I do when I'm driving? I put the video on, and then I put my phone face down so that I don't have to see the spiders. So this one looks like mac and cheese, fresh out the oven. I don't know.
Mac and cheese colored vinyl. Here.
Some Velveeta, maybe?
Definitely.
Yeah. So,
That really is the perfect description of that color because it's not quite peach, right? It's not really yellow.
no, it's totally Velveeta.
Like a
Like,
breath.
to be specific on the mac and cheese, it's not homemade. It's not Kraft. It's Velveeta.
I mean,
It's not Kraft.
I
Is
think
it?
you're right.
Is it
I think
Wegmans?
you're right.
I think it's
Wegmans,
Velveeta.
man. I think you're right with the Velveeta. I
It's
think
not
it is
Aldi.
a shade lighter than the Kraft, and I think you're spot on with the Velveeta.
So that was Record Store Day at Soundgarden.
Yes.
I would have bought a lot more if I didn't have any bills to pay, but, that's just life.
Zanetta.
Yeah, what's up?
How do you like your beer? And again, this is the Dragon and Yum Yum Tropical Pale Ale from Dogfish Head. To remind you, if you're just tuning in, we forgot what beer we were drinking.
I don't want to be mean. It seems basic. Does that mean?
No, I mean, I'm not...
It's pretty and tastes the way I thought it was going to, but I don't know. It's
I
definitely
thought
got.
it was gonna be a little bit more flavorful.
Yeah, I feel like it said a burst of Yumberry and all this, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is gonna be the best beer I've had all week, and I've had a lot of beers this week. Oops.
I was excited about it, especially because it's a collaboration with the Flaming Lips, and there's really cool artwork.
I don't feel that I can taste all of the Yumberry, grapefruit, pear.
No, I think it's just like a mixed berry beer. I like it. Don't love it. If it was at a bar, I might order it if there's nothing else.
Out of 10, is that the Know Nothing beer? Out of 10?
Sure, yeah. We'll do the official Know Nothing beer review score. Out of 10, what do you think?
Is 10 like always have to have it if it's at a bar?
10, yeah.
Or
10
your
would be like
go-to.
your favorite beers.
Okay.
And we're being nice. I mean, we're not going to give a beer like a 5 unless it's undrinkable.
Right.
I would give it an 8. I like it. I'm not blown away by it. I don't think it's like a beer that I'm going to seek out again.
Mm-hmm.
I've got it. I'll probably save a couple of the bottles, maybe the cardboard, because I'm a weirdo.
I've got it.
I like stuff like that. But as far as like drinkability, I don't think that I'm going to like seek it out again. I'll probably get 7.5, maybe.
I was going to say 7.5. I was going to ask you if there was a half because I didn't feel right about a full 8, but a 7 was probably not that nice.
Yeah.
Kind of like that instant hotel show we used to watch.
Instant Hotel?
Yeah, on Netflix, and we're like, God, they're mean.
They roasted each other,
Yeah.
especially the second half of the season. That was ridiculous. But that's off topic.
I know, I'm sorry. So basically we're both giving it a 7.5. It's not disgusting. It's just not everything we've ever wanted in life in a beer. Okay, so are we opening another? Oh my gosh, I have to chug this.
So this next beer is American Beauty Pale Ale, which is another Dogfish Head collaboration, this time with the curator of the Grateful Dead archive. And this is a release that they just put out in bottles, I think, last year, so it's fairly new. If you haven't had it, you should try it out. It is a pale ale with notes of marzipan, almond, and cherries. Citrus hops, orange, honey, and malt.
You know how yesterday you said that my radio voice came out? That was your pet parent support voice coming out. Just so you know.
Yeah. So this is a cool one. I'll show you guys.
I'm going to be wasted in about 2 seconds.
How are you doing over here?
I'm okay right this second, but, you know, things change quickly around here. Wow. You're being generous with your pour, just like David at Wegmans does, so...
The first one I definitely gave you more. This one was more, you know?
Sorry. What song's mine to know?
You got Billy on the mind. Billy on the mind.
Okay.
You can cut that out.
So... I'm leaving it on purpose. P.S. like your shirt.
Yeah. Soundgarden, record shop, shirt. Again, we love Soundgarden. Go to Soundgarden in Baltimore and in Syracuse.
I will keep my thoughts to myself about this beer until it comes time. But if you notice me not sipping it, that's why.
I think I just saw the face that you made, so.
I'm sorry. Moving forward, so...
Give it a second chance. Maybe your second sip will be a little better. Maybe in 5 minutes you'll appreciate it.
Okay. I will definitely try. I'm not against it. I'll try anything once, but...
I'm getting some interesting... I'm just saying, I'm getting some interesting aftertaste on the second sip, so...
You know how we talked about in the last episode where I tried salmon for the second time at Wegmans and still decided I hated it and spit it out? That just might be how I feel about the beer. But, so we made a whole day of this yesterday. Basically, we went to Soundgarden in the morning, waited in line for a little over an hour. It's straight dedication. Then we drove out to Ithaca, my new stomping grounds for the past 6 months. and we went to the Ithaca Farmers Market, which was my first time ever there. It was the second weekend that it has been open. So, and it was a beautiful day. It was, 70-something yesterday? You literally turned the AC on in the car. Windows down, loving life. Ithaca Farmers Market was different in a good way, as in, it was just, I don't know what the word is.
I'll show you some pictures real quick. Us at the farmer's market.
You know, you got the string of lights at, I think it's in June, either middle of June or late June, they start this thing called a night market. It's 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. on, I think, Thursday nights. I'm trying to go as soon as I get out of work. So that must be what the string lights are helpful for. But it's along the water. It's just a cool experience. And there's a ton of people there. That guy in the Michigan shirt's like, what are you doing? Knocking us down, but...
It was really cool. And, I mean, if you're used to Syracuse farmer's market or flea markets, it's definitely much different than that. It's in, like, an all-wood building. Like,
and it's very open.
Surrounded by nature. It's on a river, lake,
right.
whatever that is.
Something
there.
like that.
And,
I should know.
We should know, but we don't.
We got to try a bunch of ciders, which I feel ridiculous to not know, again, that the ciders are not typically made with sugar.
No.
So every time I'm thinking like a wine tasting, that when you try cider or wine tasting, whatever, that you go, okay, well, which one is your sweetest wine? Or which one is your driest? Or blah, blah, blah. Cider, everyone's like, they're made with no sugars.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh,
no
hopefully I like something.
Yeah.
We're
but, like fat kids over here, like, give us sugar!
ASAP. So, a lot of them were extremely smooth and awesome.
Yeah.
And if we came with a lot more money than Record Store Day, had us, then we would have bought probably a couple different ciders. But probably next at the Farmers Market, I'll be buying a couple.
Yeah, and I think that from what we've talked about with other people, there'll be more vendors there. This was the first week, I think, right?
It was the second week.
Second week.
Our boy David told us this morning that there will be a lot more to expect than just what we found yesterday.
Yeah.
But we wanted to buy a lot of things, and the problem was...
honey and ciders and a bunch of cool stuff.
Oh,
a bunch
yeah.
of art and
there was,
locally made clothing.
Yeah, I was going to say clothing, jewelry, stuff like that.
Yeah.
The other thing was that we picked up stupid food before we came because we barely ate anything all day, and when we were walking around, it smelled awesome. So we both decided next time we're driving further to go to Ithaca Farmers Market and not eating on the way, and we'll just come absolutely starving and eat everything. Because there was so many options and coffees and different types of foods. Next time we're getting that food there.
Absolutely.
I don't care.
They had Thai food. They had empanadas. They had,
oh, yeah, your fave. I was like, there's your place. We went to this place that I've been eyeing down for a long time. I've seen signs about it, stories about it. Mimi's Attic. Right before you get into the absolute legit commons. Of course, antique life. Tons of furniture and everything.
Who's that cute girl?
Stop. Don't suck up to me. You do something wrong.
No.
I did look cool that day, though. I'm not trying to be conceited, but I did look cool. I was ready for Record Store Day,
These Edison discs blew my mind. I've never seen Edison, I don't know if they're called discs, but Edison records in person. And as a fan of, physical media and, collecting things, I saw this and I wanted it. But it was $500 and I'm not rich.
I know. He's like, if I was rich, I would drop this $500 in no second.
Was so cool.
And I'm like, well, we're not rich, so $500 is a lot to us.
It was of course it's a lot, but, it was a fully working Edison record machine with 6 cylinders. I've never even seen one before, so for me it blew my mind, and I really wanted to have it. If I win the lottery and it's still there someday, maybe I'll buy
It's funny because my college showed me all of the old-fashioned ways that we used to listen to music. The splicing of the, reel-to-reel, because they wanted us to know how legit lucky we are now using programs on the computer. So Mimi's Attic, awesome. We walked about 10 blocks, not literally, but pretty close. So I'm like, I swear the Commons are 1 or 2 blocks up. Let's just leave the car. It's 70 degrees, gorgeous out. Let's just do this. And Lee swore to me, and he was correct, that there was a lot more blocks than that. It was. But it was fun. It was worth the walk. Anyways. So we got down to the Commons, took some selfies, went to College Town Bagels, of course, because that's my top favorite, and they had no chocolate chip M&M cookies, and that's my go-to, so didn't end up buying anything. But it was a busy day. Like, I knew they wouldn't have what I wanted.
If ever you're in Ithaca, though, stop by College Town Bagels, pick up at least one of their cookies, and eat that shit, because it is delicious.
And they better hear me, because I would like to get an endorsement in cookies. Remember that lady today at Wegmans was like,
official cookie of Zanetta Chapman, College Town Bagels.
Z-Chubbs. The woman in Wegmans today was like, you know, I have this guy that works on things for my house or something, I can't remember. And she was like, I pay him in beer. And I said, the best way to get paid is in beer or coffee. And now I'm thinking the best way to get paid also, I could add to the list of cookies.
Yeah. We went to Angry Mom Records in Ithaca. They had a bunch of cool bands, but we saw a band that was added last minute called The Settlers, which was a 2-piece, a lady on drums, a guy on guitar and singing. They both actually sang. And it was cool.
Did it remind you of Better Oblivion Community
It-
a little bit?
It did a little
With
bit.
the girl in the back. Because
little
he
bit.
would sing and then she would add in, and it was like, yes,
Yes.
they're a great duo.
Yeah.
And Angry Mom was always hot and sweaty and in a basement, and I was trying to chill there all day because the band was super cool.
Mostly you go there just to dig, which is what I love. Digging through records. It's very nicely organized, though.
Oh yeah,
Um,
it's kind of like Books and Melodies a little bit.
it is like Books and Melodies.
And that's fun
Shout out to
still.
my boy Nick at Books and Melodies.
That's still fun to
Yes.
go and dig. I mean, Record Store Day is specifically, I feel, more of a, oh, you know what you're getting
Yeah.
and what you're searching for. But this is like a fun outing. This is where the cool kids hang out. Bring it right up. No, give me the cool kids.
Okay.
Give me it. I can't wait to talk about this.
Yeah, we
I
walked
forgot
around.
this happened.
We walked around Ithaca for a while, and
As I'm raving about the fact that the Commons is beautiful and there's just cool, classy, eclectic people with a capital E.
and Ithaca is a beautiful city
It's
with
like
a bunch
wide
of public art and murals.
public art.
And this, apparently this butterfly cage, which Zanetta found herself entrapped in.
I don't know why I don't become a mime. I should leave out a tip jar and then see what happens with that public art life. I would never quit my job, but just like do that on the weekends, you know?
Yeah.
So we're gonna talk about the Cool Kids Club or not.
Yes.
So it was filled with 14-and-a-half-year-olds.
Yes. Which we're both from Maryville, so we know what it's like to be
There's a cool kid area.
a hood rat from the suburbs.
I don't know that these kids were old enough to smoke cigs.
No, but they were.
The one main dude was wearing a boombox necklace that was playing something saying Instagram girls are hot or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was profanity.
The boombox necklace was actually pretty dope. If I had one of those in the 90s, I would have been the coolest kid around.
I get that, but we're in 2019, and these kids are hanging by a really nice area by the Commons. That it's like, this is not your area that 14-and-a-half-year-olds smoke cigarettes and get into trouble and whatever else. So just don't. But the one chick that I was hanging on a lot ended up having something that I thought was so cool, and I said, you better get me that for my 27th birthday. It was what, like a motorized little, I don't know, it looked like a Barbie moped. It looked like something you could pick up at the local Walmart.
That was cool.
That's what I'm saying. I said, I'm going to be 27. I said, remember my birthday's in September. You're like, yeah, I know. And I said, you better get me that motorized little moped.
Well, being that
Look plastic.
you're a little petite angel, you could definitely ride like some of those like big wheel type
I know.
things.
There was one birthday that I got a Barbie Corvette, and I don't know that life could have gotten any better.
Well, I need to get you a new one because you could probably still fit it.
Yeah! That's true. Okay, so what's next? I'm sorry. Give me another picture because I already forgot what the hell we're doing. Yep. Brewers Cafe and Tap Room, the newest, coolest spot to chill down in Ithaca. It's, it is 13, right?
On Route
Gotta
13?
look
Yeah,
it
it's right on Route 13. Route.
Yeah, we could talk about that next time.
Route. How do you say it?
Route? Like
Route.
Route 11?
Okay.
It says it's on Dryden Road, but which, like, all of Ithaca is 13, whatever. So moral of the story is they opened, I don't know, about a month ago. I remember I told you that I popped in to get some iced coffee during the middle of the day because I had to work. So I wasn't about to drink beer even though I wanted to. Actually, I don't even know if they had the beers up yet. But I saw that they have flatbread pizzas, and the most recent thing was adding in the flights.
Flights,
Yeah.
yes.
And so the first one we got was it? No. First one we got was Blood Orange,
Yes.
correct? Blood Orange from Ellicottville.
Yes, it's a Hefeweizen. I'm probably not saying that right. But it was good. And we went to Ellicottville a couple weeks ago, which I think we're going to talk about on another episode. Give our full rundown
For
of
sure.
that. But this is another New York brewery right outside of Buffalo. And they are awesome. They make a bunch of beers that we like. But this Blood Orange was really good.
We didn't try it when we went, so I was
No,
excited.
we didn't try it when we went to EDC.
So we did end up loving, I think, all of them
Yes.
a lot. The next beautiful pink one was the Raspberry Soiree, which is right from Ithaca.
Beer company.
Correct. That one was awesome. I don't think, what did I say it tastes like? Not raspberry.
It's almost desserty. It's very good. It was like...
I thought it tasted more cranberry than raspberry. I
Yeah.
thought it tasted like cranberry juice, and it was awesome.
Mhm.
Loved it.
Very juicy, though. Almost no, like, beer flavor.
Yeah, I said it tastes. That's right. I did say it tastes just like cranberry juice in the best way.
Yeah.
Because you could probably just get really drunk really fast and just think you're drinking cranberry juice.
Yeah, well, have you ever had, like, cranberry raspberry
Juice.
juice?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably what I could describe it as best.
Okay. So the third one is the mirror twinning of my all-time favorite beer ever that we'll talk about in hopefully pretty soon here. Hopefully we'll bring it on.
Mhm.
Is the Hopshire Haze in the Hollow. Now,
Yeah.
that's from Freeville, New York, and every time I leave work, especially on a Friday night, this brewery is hopping.
Yeah. Hopshire Farms Brewing Company, I think they're called. But they're also right down the street on
From my
Valley
job,
Road.
and not
Yeah.
far from breweries.
Yeah.
So I pass it on my way home all the time. On Friday nights, it's like booming, bumping, and I think, man, is that a brewery? Should I hit it up sometime? And I'm always by myself. I should just walk in like an independent bitch that I am, you know?
Yeah.
And the fourth one was... What was that?
Pineapple Upside Down.
Oh, God, the one that we've loved for a minute
Another
from...
New York State beer from Cortland Beer Company.
Correct. Okay.
And Cortland Beer Company is awesome. Speaking of good service, and we've been there a couple
Yes.
times. They're awesome.
The same guy was there twice,
Yeah.
and he was awesome.
The bartender was really cool, so shout out to them. What was that weird beer that we had? It was like habanero mango.
Yeah, and I
That
thought I was going to
was-
not like it
I
because
loved that.
I think I did like it.
Yeah, that was one of my favorite beers that we've had.
I think I was turned off by the habanero
Yeah.
name in it, and then I ended up really liking it. The Pop-Tart cereal.
Yeah. So we bought this the other day, and we tried it out.
I don't
Together.
know Wegmans doesn't. Like, why doesn't Wegmans sponsor us at this point?
They
Holy
should.
shit. We bought this at Wegmans.
We bought this as Wegmans. They had brown sugar cinnamon, and they had strawberry. We picked brown sugar cinnamon. It's my favorite
We
Pop
should have
Tart.
got the strawberry today. I didn't know that.
So when we find interesting foods or interesting things or interesting beers, we're going to tell you about it because that's where we're, bread our butter. That's what keeping it interesting is all about. So that's what we thought about when we saw this cereal. We said we got to have it. We got to tell people about this.
So it says new right on the box, dude. It's like probably no one knows about it. This is like exclusive shit.
It's the new, as the kids say.
Is that new-ish?
Yeah.
Seriously. Okay, so basically it was last Sunday was the ACM Awards. Pretty sure that was the night we busted it out.
Yeah.
Feel like we had a regular dinner at your parents' house, but I decided to come home and be like, even though we had an awesome dinner at your parents', let's bust out some cereal.
Yeah. The inside stuff, like the filling, which you would
It's
normally
weird.
find in a Pop-Tart, is kind of in the middle of the cereal, which is interesting. But as I ate it, it was kind of like sticking to my teeth a little bit. It was a little bit like jelly.
Yeah. And that's
Or
not
like-
what... Wait. No. Is that what you tasted? I haven't had a real Pop-Tart in a minute, so I can't remember.
Yeah. It's like a weird, like, gelatin filling in all Pop-Tarts, but, like, in this cereal especially,
It's odd.
it was a little weird.
It's not going to be like a Cinnamon Toast Crunch to me.
Yeah, it's not one that I think we'll buy. I think it was cool to try out. Definitely, if you were a 90s kid, you ate Pop-Tarts, like, whoa.
Yep.
So you did finish your beer, your
Yeah.
half beer. I opened another one
I saw that.
because I don't mind it. I
what?
do enjoy it. We got a 6-pack of it, so I might as well drink another one. I think I like it better than the Dragon and the Yum Yum.
Mm-mm.
For me, this is more of a beer that I would like drink. I honestly like it.
The color of it, I feel like I know right away that I didn't like it.
Yeah? It's good. I don't know. Again, I would probably give it the same score as the Dragon and the Yum Yum. I think it's drinkable, but it's not my favorite beer.
Clearly I drank it. I think I'm going to give it a lower score. I think I'm going to say the Grateful Dead one, maybe a 5 in my own opinion. But
5, huh?
yeah, okay, that's harsh. But for people that would like all the elements of this, I would give it an 8 or 9.
Yeah.
It's
And-
just not my taste, that's all.
For sure, yeah, and I think that has a lot to do with it because we do like different beers. I think that I like probably almost everything that you like, but you definitely don't like the stuff that I like, which
Correct.
is stouts, like richer beers.
Mhm. It's just not my taste, and I think that people like the things that are in it will really like it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say it's a 10, but I will say it's an 8 or 9 if you like that sort of thing.
Sure.
For me, in my own personal taste, it's a 5.
Yeah, you're not saying there's anything wrong with it.
No,
it's
for
not
sure.
like offensive in any way.
No.
You just don't really.
Offensive.
That's totally.
I never had a beer that offended me. That's kind of weird. I just drink it anyways because it's beer, you know.
True. I forgot to mention this earlier. If you're into the Flaming Lips, this beer actually has 2 songs that was written in conjunction with its release last year, and they came out as a single on Record Store Day, which I'm just finding out about. They are called The Story of Yum Yum and Pour Beer in Your Ear. So check them out on YouTube. They're just silly songs. If you know the Flaming Lips, you'll appreciate it. And if you like beer, maybe you'll appreciate it too. So that was just a quick last note there. But I think we're all set. It's been fun,
It's been real.
but it hasn't been real fun.
That's
This
not nice.
Just joking. This is keeping it interesting. Thank you so much.
With Lindsay. It's been real.